Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. I'll try my introduction again since I didn't have the recording on before. We're making a set of tools for dulcimer players, in particular a chord chart, and right now we have the fretboard drawn and the finger marks where they go for different chord tones, but we'd like to have different shapes for the different parts of the chord, so the root, the third, fifth, or seventh should get a unique symbol. Alright, and I just tried to build and something's off. Well, I added a P list to try and stop. There's a warning about encryption. Alright, let's do a rebuild. I guess I'll clear first. Okay, hopefully that's a good sign. So I published yesterday's build to my two reviewers and noticed I got pinged for this question. Do you have illegal encryption, basically, or non-exportable tradition or encryption? And apparently, well, I don't know what that is caused by. Let's see this. Well, everything's looking pretty good. Project DPN has copy command from user Twitch dpninfo.list to whatever horrendous other thing. Target DPN has processed command with output. Blah 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 blah. Info.plist. Okay, so I guess we're looking for our commands. I know, it's annoying. And then last time I tried doing it, they weren't accepting the plist version of things either, so I don't know what that means. I haven't pushed again to see if this works. I guess I probably should have done that. Okay, DPN. We still have UI tests. Okay, that's kind of weird. Build phases. Okay, there's info.plist. Only once. It's not a privacy. Oh. Well, that doesn't tell me where the plist is. Those don't mean anything. Compile sources. I mean, that one seems right. I'm not sure what's... This is just SwiftLint. Multiple commands produce plist, I guess. Oh, a third-party project has its own plist. Just remove it from the build phase. Okay. Well, I don't have multiple ones there. What's the match bad? A lot of people like legacy build system. Pod de-integrate, pod install. What was that? De-integrate. Well, that wasn't super helpful. Yeah, I don't see where it's being copied from, though. I lost it. Build phases. There's no copies. There's sources. Sorry, let me just peek at this test plan. Okay, I guess the UI test is not included there. Well, I can pull it out of this build phase, but I feel like that's the only one in there. I don't know, maybe these guys, somebody implied it was other people having their own. And they're not at the top. I guess I'll remove it. Down. Oh, I'm on unit test. Well, that was kind of the last thing I did. I mean, I did all the archive stuff to get it published up to App Store Connect, and then I said, oh, I had to fill out that stupid little questionnaire again. Let me add the info P list, and I must not have built it afterwards because I would have noticed if it had complained. All right, and then let's run tests. But now I suspect I have no info P list in there, but I don't know. I don't think I did anything that would change any tests, but we'll see. All right. Well, while that's running, so these draw chord notes, we have the note, but we aren't given the type. See who calls this. Ugh. Called here. We have notes. Okay, tests are okay. Well, So chord.notes, I think it's just an array of chord note. Yeah, so this is back to, I don't know, I don't know what kind of note it is. Well, let's go see chord note. Well, he has the note and the interval. Okay, well, we can pass the interval. Chord.notes. Wait a minute. Chord note. So chord, I don't know where chord is. He has the notes, okay. Chord.notes for each. Note should be a chord note, right? Yes. Interval. Oh. We passed chord note. Chord down, right? Chord note. Note and tone and all this is killing me. Okay, well, we passed the interval. All right, so that means we should have it in here. Note. Name. Note.note. Okay. Right. So, well, I guess we want specific shapes, and I'm not sure how I can do this. If I can switch on note.interval, case.root, and I just want to do this. Well, let's make them all the same for a moment. I don't want to duplicate that. Well, let's make undo it. Okay. Context fill is getting a path. All right, let's extract this. Come on. No, that's that. Okay, yeah, so this. Well, I'll copy it out for a moment. Okay, so file, private, function, path shape for something yields a path. And we need rect position and string index. We don't need. And position, I think, is an int. Yeah. Okay, I guess that with color green comes out. Okay. So this is path shape, rectangle, string index, position. Oops, expected separator. I think he's just confused. All right. Run that. See, custom circles of shape. Okay, that's good. All right, so everything's still like it was. All right, good. Okay, so path shape. All right, now we can say let shape equal custom circle, and then return shape dot path, etc. Okay, let's let shape be of custom circle. And let's do it. No, do it the switch. Oh, we need the interval. Huh. Interval. And then case dot root. Let's get interval in here. Now, I don't know what type circle is. Is that legit? No. Okay. Oh, I want him to be of shape. Now, does that work? What else can I say? Square? Is that a shape? Rectangle? Alright, let's just see if that does anything. Yeah, well, should be vertically aligned with their closing brace. Okay. So custom circle may not be worth the trouble if circle works like this. I don't know what I did wrong that circle wasn't working the other day, but I apparently missed something. Hey, that's kind of being a thing. All right. So fifth is rectangle. That gives us the square because we set the shape. Oh yeah, this is promising. Okay, now I know triangle doesn't exist, so, but circle is apparently going to work. All right, so, well, let's do triangle. Well, I can have that for a model. Triangle's a shape. Function path in rectangle. And the path dot add move to Why aren't you guessing CG Rect? Come on. So I want it to go, let's see if I can draw it from your side. I'm pointing a right pointing triangle. Rect.min x, y is rect.min y. Wait, is move take the CG Rect? CG point. Path dot add line to CG point. Let's go down to the bottom. Next one. Yeah, that's true. We'll see what we get. Rect.max x, y, rect.mid y, and then we add back to and this should be the starting point. Okay, so start at 0, 0, go down to the bottom, go over to the midpoint, go back to the 0, 0, the mid. All right, and then there's one more thing we have to do, but I'll just show what it looks like without it. I think we'll get a funny tip on our triangle if we don't do a closed subpath, so I just kind of want to see that in action. Oh, but I don't have him in here. There should be triangle. I like triangle because triangle has 3 sides and it's the third. Although by that logic, the 5th should be a pentagon. Okay. Yeah. And the 7th. Okay, now the 7th. Ay ay. Yeah, it's going to be hard to make it sit in the center. Well, it theoretically is. It's just the weight is so much on the 2 corner end. Yeah, the look is a little off. I mean, well, at the expense of looking shorter, maybe. I mean, the easy way would be to indent him 10% or something, and then he wouldn't hang out so much beyond where the others do visually, even though actually, I mean, it is centered, I think. All right, now this one I want. Well, I was thinking of a circle with a 7 on it, and a 7's not too hard to draw, although, well, you can't do that, can you? Well, I don't think I get the option at the level I control it there, right? I mean, all I can do is work inside the box from the shape's point of view. But I don't think it's unacceptable. Well, another way would be turn the triangle around. Maybe I should do that. Make it point up. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so oh, and can I tell the cap thing? Yeah, I don't know if that's visible or not. Let's chop it and expand it. I think I see it, but yeah, I think it's a little. Well, I don't know. I'm going to do a close-up path and see if we can tell the difference. Maybe I can flip him too for the 7th. All right. Well, I can't say I'm noticing a lot of difference. It might be a pixel or two difference. Okay. All right, so instead of, I guess we want to do min x max y. So let's change the move to mid x min y. Go down to min x max y. Go over to max x and mid y, and then go back to mid x min y. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it makes much difference here. I know I saw something. I think maybe it was a Hacking with Swift video. Oh, I guess my direction sense is a little off. Mid x min y. Go to min x max y. Go to max x max y. Go to mid x min y. All right. Anyway, I think I saw a Paul Hudson video or something where he showed a difference of putting that closed subpath in. That you could either do that or manually do your own line cap or something. And it's like, I'd rather just tell it I don't want the rest. Yeah, I mean, it's got kind of the same issue, but it's pointing right at the fret. So I think that's a win. All right, now let's see if I can, I don't know if we have any path operations, but let's take triangle and then dot scale y colon minus 1. I think that'll flip it vertically. And this is so I can avoid trying to overwrite. You can't overwrite a path with text. Okay. So the C's, now maybe there's a better shape. Well, I could just draw a very fat line. We're just doing a fill. Oh yeah, that would be better, wouldn't it? A little diamond. Degrees. Okay, try that. Where's the fifth? Oh, there's no fifth on the 7th chord, the way we're doing it. Well, he makes the triangle look a little wimpy. I don't know a way to look more full. Yeah, well, we can probably scale him, right? Oh, I can probably bump up the triangle a little bit too. Come to that. Well, that looks pretty good. Maybe point 0.8. Somehow the square root of 2 should be involved, right? So if we want the diagonal, we're gonna take 1 over 1.414, right? Or divide it, multiply it by it. I don't know. It's pretty close to. Let's see. Let's, well, got a calculator here. Should be 1 divided by 1.414, 0.7. Yeah, well, that's about right. He looks close, but he's visually a little bit smushed. Let's just do 80. Just see how that looks. I don't know if I should bump that triangle up a hair. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't want him stomping on the letters. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, so I mean, I started drawing these this way myself. I don't know if I've seen anybody else do this. Most of the materials I've seen just put the dots to say, like, these are the, the hot notes or the active notes on this chord. But I found it useful to do this because I've got to have a root, a fifth, and a third for a major chord. So I can see 002 makes a good chord, but 000 is missing the third, and 232 is duplicating the third. So, which the first and the root and the third, that's enough to suggest the chord. There's a chord playing style where if you want G, you play 3-3-3. If you want D, you play. Oh no, 3 is G. 2-3-2. Is that gonna work? Oh, this is a D. D note. G on this fret. D on this fret. Okay, yeah. So you get a D and an F sharp. So you could play D A A gives you the sound of a D chord. Sorry, G D G gives you the sound of a G chord. F sharp D F sharp gives you the sound of a D chord, and then this is A. If you go A E A, so your three chords are right there. Your main three chords. It's kind of a minimalist way of doing it, but it's enough to get started. Okay, well, that has the look I'm after. I don't think the triangle or the square are encroaching too much on the letters, although I might decide they should be bigger, but yeah, I think that's it. All right, nice idea on the diamond, thank you. All right, so add shapes based on the chord intervals. All right, and I think we get rid of my custom circle with this. Refactor a little bit. And I think we can pull this out. He's big enough to be his own. No, there's another way. What if I just do this? Touchy, but okay. All right, he does have the import now. I appreciate that so much. Especially because it just tells you import this, import that. Like, okay. Now this is all fretboard view. He's so big. Yeah, oh gosh. The thing is, I'm worried if I start splitting these out, can they be their own thing? Maybe they could. They're not views, they're functions. Now they do have this in common. I think one of these is used several places. Yeah. This one's used a little less. Okay. I mean, if we passed fretboard, you'd get that he could be a standalone computation. This one already is. I think I'm going to change the name slightly. Fret position. Fret X position, string Y position. Yeah, we can work on that. I noticed that too the other day. Down here, context rect. I'm not sure what we get called. We get context size in that order. So let's flip these two. Well, tests won't tell us much. And these things are all about the fretboard view, though. I mean, I will give them that. Maybe I should make it read top down. Like with little helpers. Okay, so I think these can go right below the body. I don't know, it's hard to get a good pattern sometimes. Okay, so I have those down there. The fret style I'll leave. Draw the strings, draw the frets, draw the indices, draw the shapes. Chord notes. Yeah, it definitely feels good to get those cleaned up to each other, consistent. Context direct to pass more information with the chord. Yeah. See, now I'm less thrilled about radius. Let me take that out. Okay, so I think instead of radius, I'm gonna make that finger width is 16.0. And then anybody who uses radius should do finger width divided by 2. Okay, because there were a couple, well, they're all down here. Radius times 2, that's finger width. And this is finger width over 2, which actually kind of makes sense. Makes better sense in a way. I mean, radius sounded good when it was circles, but now it's different shapes. But we're saying draw this thing in a rectangle the size of the finger, and then adjust its position half that, which basically centers it. Yeah, I just don't know what the right level of detail for this thing is. I mean, each one of these independently makes sense. I mean, it's the chord ones that are all the grief. Fretboard positions. I'm going to flip these two. Okay, so now here's the body, here's a couple helper functions, and then in order strings, frets, indices, chord notes, and then the details on those. Maybe this is interval path. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering, but I mean this is doing the actual drawing, so maybe the rest of the computation is the problem. Well, no, that's the note. Okay. Well, the thing is, this is one of these where the setup, you go on with a bunch of setup, walking through all these things and all that stuff, calling a method to do more of that, and then in the end he calls context fill on some other step down and has the color green. But I feel like this context fill with green, I mean, we want a path. That's the part that kind of belongs with the rest of these things. Like, I mean, there's a little bit of computation here, but really it's the decision about stroking and what color and all that stuff that fretboard view is doing. And I don't want that buried in some other class. So I'm going to do this thing where we'll make context fill. You'll return me an interval, a path, and then I'll decide how to draw it with context fill and color. Okay, so let's move there, and then we can extract out draw chord. Well, the body of draw chord notes. All right, let's make this draw chords. Draw chord. We only have one chord. No. If let chord. Where's chord? Who comes in? Oh, if there is a chord, draw the chord. Draw chord notes I kind of like. Okay, let's go back. Draw chord notes. Okay, but I want to extract this to its own method. Can I get Xcode doing anything? There it goes. Okay. Draw chord notes. And this is, well, let's say draw notes on strings. Okay, and this I want to pull down. It likes to make it top down or bottom up, I guess. Okay, this chord context rect. Well, that was kind of a bad choice. Let's make it context rect chord. I miss my JetBrains for that. Context rect chord. But I'm going to pass more in a minute. Okay, context rec chord. Right. Draw chord. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give this. Let's give it a function from path to void. Okay, so well, let's take that a different way. All right, let me just assign it first. Fill function of nothing goes to void. Whoops, path goes to void. And that is context.fill path with dot green. Let computations cannot be computed properties. With dot color. Okay, how do you want to fill? We want to fill with this function, and then we're going to call fill function with the path that whole thing's in there. Okay, with that interval path. Okay. All right, now I'm going to move this function up. Well, let me run it first. I guess we've done enough change. Everything should be unchanged from what we saw. This has all been refactoring. Okay, well that looks all right. Okay, well, the thing is, I can probably draw chord notes. Okay, he's the one I want to own this. Okay. And then, I guess this is probably chord shapes, finger shapes. I guess chord. All right, so let's pull these. I'm gonna copy. New file from clipboard. Chord shapes. All right. We'll import Swift UI. We'll make this a struct chord shapes. Okay. And then what do we need to give it? Well, lots of stuff. Tuning. The fretboard. And we're gonna kind of want those two functions. Finger width. Well, I think we can own that. It's only used for this. Well, but it seems like something they should decide. Yeah, I guess that's got to come in. What else? The two finger fret positions. Okay, we can own that one. Although it feels a little odd, I gotta say. Maybe I gotta pass those. It's not a good sign when everything in the world has to come in, though, I will say. Okay, I think finger width is more local. The tuning, the fretboard, the position. Yeah, I guess we're gonna know this. We're gonna draw them on the strings. We need to know where each one is. All right. Well, let's go with it and then make it better. Okay, so draw chord notes. All right, let's say chord shapes of a bunch of stuff. Well, I messed that up. Okay, so create the chord shapes that outcomes. Okay, draw notes needs to be public. And then fill function needs to come in. Golly. I guess it needs a context too. Huh? Okay, and then these things should all be moved. Okay, moment of truth. Maybe that can go in there. I guess let's see it work first. Yay. All right. I'll take this out. That's a ton of stuff. don't think fretboard can calculate that, unfortunately. It all depends on the context, the rectangle. I mean, it might... Maybe it could. I mean, if I could move that to fretboard, it's a little bit of a view function, but it's not dependent on a lot of view stuff. It's really saying, what would your position be if you were this size rectangle? That might be all right. Then, yeah, fret X position. Okay. Let's see how I feel about these. Well, I think we're passing too much stuff. But I think we can move these two functions. So if we can move these over to fretboard, that makes sense there. Do you need the tuning? You need the fretboard? Yeah. The fill function, I think. Finger width maybe could come in here and pass down through, come in at the top and pass through. Well, no, he kind of doesn't want to. Well, okay, we don't have, the finger width depends on the context, really. I mean, it's all at the same time. I don't know. All right, let's check this in. The good thing is, I think this does help clean up fretboard view a lot. And that's good. I think it's still got a fair bit of complexity, but I mean, it's all kind of, I don't know what you call it, procedural complexity, I guess, right? I mean, all this work is like walk through the strings, draw a note, you know, for each string and for each note on the chord, draw the chord note. Okay, how do you do that? Well, you got to find all the positions on the string for that note. Okay, how do you find what shape to draw? Do this. And then draw it. Maybe this is drawing function. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this is just double loop over the stuff, another loop over the stuff, and then a big decision about what shape to draw. Moderately cohesive in the sense that, you know, this is all determined by how this chord stuff draws. But yeah, let's see about moving those functions. Okay, so fret X position. If he moves to fretboard, he doesn't have to care. Okay, both these. Where's fretboard? I mean, he's okay, so he's not file private anymore. And this is self.size. CG rect, is that foundation? Okay, good. Yeah, I don't want to pull graphic classes in, but I want to pull those types. Okay, and then fretboard view, let's take these out. And some complaints should show up. Okay, so let's say fretboard dot fret X position. That name might not need the fret. He almost could just be X. X for a given index in this rectangle. What else we got? take out those two. Fret X position, fretboard fret X position, fretboard dot string Y position. Yeah, that's actually okay. All right, let's see if that's all straightened out. All right, we call chord fill function. Okay. Get the tuning, get the fretboard, get the drawing function, and the finger width. That's just tolerable. The context, the rectangle, and the chord. Yeah. Yeah, I'll make this chord drawing function. Yeah. I guess I'll trust to rename. Maybe let's just draw a chord. Chord shape element. Okay. Well, nice. Okay. Bright background. Oh yeah, we said we were gonna do that. All right. Let's get this in. Okay. All right, so I guess trying this bright background, dark strings, and frets. All right, so we tried a lighter shade of brown, and I think there just wasn't enough contrast with the green. So this, a bright background and dark strings and frets. So the fret stuff needs to turn into, let's turn that into the brown. Maybe try green brown on white, or on that light. Okay, so Chord MD view. This is special text. That doesn't quite sound right. Okay, but then fretboard view. Okay, so we're looking for any of these colors. So this one is going to be I'm thinking that's the palette middle one color. Although, you know, it would be better to make these names. Should put these names in the assets. Okay. Let's make color set. This is Chord chart background color. And I want it to be the same as this. I really wish I could say, I would like to give this thing these several colors that I've predefined and then be able to say this color equals palette middle one or whatever it is. Okay, but I don't think I get that opportunity. All right, next one, let's make the chord chart string color. And we're going to try palette middle one. No, I think it's the same now. I think it would be okay the same. Oops. Okay, now we should use these. Okay, so this was... The strings were chord chart string. Maybe this one. Yeah. Okay, so let's run. See if we missed any. So I've got the light pink background, the symbol text in black, the frets and the strings in green, and the fingerings in brown. Now there's supposed to be a way in assets to group things together and then access them that way, and I never got that to work. That's pretty light. I think the colors kind of work. We'll put the name, the text in maybe black. Maybe the chord names even in black would be an improvement. Yeah, let's do that. Chord names, are they in here? For each tuning, one chord view. Maybe that name would be better as text. Can I rename it? Wow. It doesn't rename it in the assets file. Another way to go might be to put, we have others that have white text centered on a slightly brown edge around the background. Maybe that'd be better. I think the black helps. And there's going to be more of it as we fill in those chord fingerings. All right. Yeah, that will do for now. Let me go to the other ones. I think it was Jamlog. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's take a break. I'll check this in while we're doing that. 3 or 4 minutes, and come back and draw the tunings. All right. Welcome back. Okay, so I think, well, this will be fretboard view still. I think Well, it's a question to me whether it should be part of this. Is that really the string shapes? Maybe. I mean, the names go with the string, so there's something to be said for that. All right, and we'll go to string shape. Well, he's just the path. He's going to be more like the symbol stuff. Yeah, let's make another top level thing here. Draw tuning, context direct. He's gonna look a lot like this. And we'll put him in after the strings so he can draw on top if he has to, but draw tuning. Okay, so tuning. All right, it just has strings for these note names. And they are publicly readable, so we'll just read them. Yeah, although, you know, I kind of want to just make them names and, well, no, that's probably not the best way. Okay, well, for name in tuning dot strings, we get context draw. The text is name. Okay, and the X position, I think this one's going to be 0. He's going to be 0, or fret size font size divided by 2. And then the Y is fretboard dot rectangle and index. All right. And let's make this thing range over and tuning.strings.count. Okay, so position, and we may need some adjustments, but that'll be a starting point. I mean, eventually we'll have a control up here that says tuning DAD, but Position 2. Okay, well, I like the vertical positioning. Everything's good but the text. All right, tuning dot strings of index. Position 2. Just tuning dot string. Oh, is that a note name? Oh. Okay, well, let's make this, grab font size. I think the white position looked okay. Maybe it needs to go up too. Oh, okay. That one looks good because there's no shapes fighting for it. I hope there's a little room. Let's just tweak that a little bit. And maybe we gave it an 18 or something indent. Maybe we need a hair more. Inset those at the top. Yeah. All right. Well, that's still. If that was A sharp or D flat or something like that. Maybe that font size is just too big. I think he's okay vertically. Font size. We'll see if that will fit. And then I'm going to have to modify my tuning somewhere. Chord chart. Okay. Oh, but we don't do that. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna stick a sharp in there. and just see what we can do. Yeah, sharps and flats don't tend to show up in the tunings a lot. Yeah, that's gonna not. I think we're at the indents like 24. Trying to think of them. So DAD's common DAA, DGD, EBG, DGC, EAD. I guess once in a while I've seen CFB flat. No, CGB flat. Okay, so his X is too small, but we've made room. Okay, so X is too small. How much we need? We'll try 3 first and then 2. Well, I mean, you can tune them to anything. Well, not anything, but I mean, within a range, you can tune them. If you have a string that's normally a D string, you can go up to E. You can go down to A or G, maybe. It gets very floppy. If you have a bass or a miniature dulcimer, they tune like ADA, so you could get them there. But yeah, they tend to play with guitars and fiddles, mandolins, maybe auto harps. Most of the old style tunes seem to be in D, G, or A, or the corresponding minor key. When you get to things where you're singing, you might choose a bizarre key. Maybe A flat's a better singing key for you, and you play it in A flat while you're singing, and then you retune or bring out another dulcimer, and when you're trying to play with everybody else. Okay, so that's still too small. I didn't make a lot of progress there. So I guess the only, like, if you do DAC, that's a minor tuning, you play in D minor, you might see somebody tuned down to C, G, B flat, and they need that flat then. It's not at all common. CGG used to be pretty common though, so I don't know. It's not that it could never occur, but mostly doesn't. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I think that'll do. It's a little odd on this one. And actually, that could come up a notch. Yeah, I'll talk to you. But yeah, there's no reason you couldn't. But like, what would happen is, I mean, if you were playing an A flat, you would pick some A tuning, and it would show you, fret 1, fret 2, and then if you tune the string down to A flat, your fingers are still going to go in the same place. It's not like a piano where you'd have to transpose them. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, mostly woodwind and brass. Yeah. But, I don't know. I remember I played once with a group. I can't remember what instruments they had going. But they had one song that was just in a key that I just couldn't tune to, you know. It's like, that wasn't going to work. The rest of it was okay. Or maybe I couldn't tune fast enough because they had two back-to-back numbers or something. But yeah, I can't remember. I remember it was 4 different instruments, but I don't know. All right. Well, I think that looks pretty good. Well, that's kind of a hair up from what I'd like. Maybe 1.0 was just good enough. Take one more go and then tweak back our tuning class. And I really should dig out the right characters for those too. Maybe I'll do that while we're here. Okay, well, that definitely looks a little too low. Maybe it's just a hard-coded amount. Oh, maybe it's... I don't know. Let's rotate it and see if it looks... Yeah, it still looks too low. Yeah, dulcimer's not a very loud instrument, so I mean, like on that occasion, I had to have a little pickup, that external pickup. My current dulcimer has a built-in one, but I don't use it very often that way. No, that's just off. Well, that's divided by 2. Let's make it divided by 4. Yeah, and we have a little tiny resonator box, quarter the size of a guitar, and the guitars want amplification too. I would say that is still a little too high up. I'm just not getting the right. I guess I'm gonna take this out. Okay, let that open. Fretboard view. So sliding it font size over 4. I think we're getting out of the range of being 4. Let's make it pixel related. I'm just gonna try 2. And again, I don't have a sample preview on this. Baritones have a great sound, though. I always like them. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, let's commit that. I may mess up all my tests with this, but I would like to get the real note in there. Putting the please Siri do my stuff and the number or the font stuff, I'm not sure why that's okay. Yeah, so see the sharps a little up tilted. Just slightly nicer. Now, I don't think we use those names too much. Bassoon, no. I never really tried much in the way of woodwinds. I've got Irish whistles and a couple of recorders, but that's as far as I got. My daughter played oboe, so she was into it. And yeah, my son played, I think it was alto or baritone sax, can't remember now. Right, so we'll find out if any tests we're using these sharp and flat notes. See, at some point we're going to have to put in the flat versions of these and accept either one, but I don't know how you'll know the name. I mean, name you may have to say, like, do you prefer flatted or sharped? Okay, well, we won't finish chords today, but we can start them. So my notion is walk through all the fret positions that are active in this diatonic or whatever scale, find that number, use that as a root, and then that leaves two strings for the other two notes. So try both ways. Make sure make sure they are in reasonable stretching distance. Okay, so I bet UE, yeah, so something's funny. A chord chart. Yep. Anybody else? Yeah, I mean, I would say if the tuning, well, we can tell what the key is, right? So, I mean, usually, like C G B flat, right? I mean, it's got the name, it's got the flat in the tuning name. I guess if you had, F, well, how about CFC? Okay. Usually you take the bottom two notes. If they're equal, that's the tuning by default. If they're not equal, figure out which one's the lower in terms of fifths, and use that. Fretboard knows notes. Oh, missed one. Be proactive here. Yeah, if they want one that switches between sharps and flats, yeah, I guess they could. Yeah, we could give them a button for that or something, I suppose. I would say though, I mean, this, you're not talking 99%. You're talking, how many nines after that before you see a flat key coming out. I have seen it a couple of times, CGB flat, but maybe somebody played an FCF on a baritone or something. But very, very uncommon. And sometimes when they do that, they pick the notes that kind of fit the modal scale anyway. So like CGB flat, that sounds like C mixolydian. It's basically one step lower. Maybe it's a C minor, but I bet it's got some funny notes. Okay, so use the real sharp character for notes. Okay. Right, so the goal for this is I would like to have the name of the chord, the fretboard, and then the list of these are the common note combinations, the fingering combinations that'll work. So 002, I don't know, maybe next is 200234. Maybe we'll sort them by their numeric values or something like that. But 002 is probably the natural first one. 002, 200, 234, 432, 457, 754, 779. Okay. So anyway, somewhere down in here before the next one starts, I would like to start listing those out, those numeric combinations. All right. I was wondering if we used chromatic notes, but we do. Okay. If the chord has chords. Quality. Okay, let's go see that. Yeah, so I'm assuming there's something that says chords. I don't know if or fingerings. Maybe fingerings is the best way to say it. But anyway, I want you to give me the root note name and the quality, and I want to calculate fingerings, the available fingerings based on that. Okay, and so this is Chart because he's got to have the tuning and the fretboard to do it. Okay, so let's get him over here. Test. All right. So just a starting point test. Fretboard tuning DAD, major minor board. Yeah, let's take this board. So we have D, F sharp, A, F sharp, D, F sharp, A, D. Okay. C, E, G, no. F, A, C, we got. All right, so let's fingering for a D minor chord. So that is the same. Okay. And a fingering is going to be a list of numbers from bass to treble. Okay, so let's expect. Let's call this actual. Actual equals fingering. I think we said 0, 0, 2. Okay, I'm making this thing up. There is no fingering class yet. 2, 0, 0. Okay, let's see what else we can. Oh, that's D. Actually, it's 1 plus. Okay, 0, 1 plus. 0, 0, 0, 1 plus would be the first one. Maybe we have to. Maybe we have to quote these. I'm hesitant to just make the whole string what they expect, because I think, like, I'm debating, should I put dashes between them or little tiny mid-centered dots? I think the dot might be nice. There's one that's, yeah, this one, middle dot. So I'm thinking maybe put him between 0, like you could have, something. I don't think we're going to reach up to 10, but if you did, 7, 9, 10, the dot would distinguish. It probably wouldn't hurt to just go 0, 0, 0, no spaces or anything between them, but you got your choices of dot positions, but I think middle dot hopefully looks all right. Okay. All right. So lost a paren. Actual. Close that. Okay. What else? D minor. So 0. 1 plus is F. So 1 plus 0, 0. Not a 2. I don't know if we can spell any others. D. There's no A on the first string or the second string, so they can't start an inversion. And the only note we care about is A for, oh no, we care about C. Oh, sorry, D minor, D, F, A. So the A is the only thing on that middle string, and the F, we took both cases. Okay. And I think in that sort of numeric order, 0, 0, 1, 1 plus 1. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's add fingerings. Is gonna. That yields an array of fingering. All right, and then I don't know if I want to put fingering in here, maybe not. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so these will have to be arrays. Oh, fingerings takes note, name, and quality. And this should fail thoroughly. Oh. I think we're okay. Wow, Xcode, come on. Okay. Well, I can fix this. Seems like a lot of action to just get my simple failing test. Yeah, you better report that. Okay. Came back empty, we hope? Good. Alright. Cool. Now we have kind of the pieces. I mean, notes for the chord root. Well, yeah, this is where I don't know. I don't have the best strategy here. Well, let's let result equal array of fingering empty. Return result. All right, then we have to, my theory was run through the fretboard. Well, I guess it's run through the strings. 0 dot dot less than fretboard dot strings. Well, size gives us X. That's probably a mistake on fretboard. Because, I mean, I've sort of, somewhere I've been hard coding 3 strings, right? And we have a list somewhere. Perhaps, no, we don't. Okay, I guess that's on tuning. Okay. What's okay. Call value of non-function type int. Tuning is a fretboard tuning. Maybe he just wants to see something happen first. Okay, so we're going to run through each string, and then we're going to give the fretboard positions. All notes on a string. Okay, so fretboard.all notes for string. Okay. Dot for each do something. Okay. Let's make sure that's he still doesn't like that non-function int. I don't understand. It's a var. I don't know what's up. If I left up a brace or something. Var this of that is strings dot count. Well, let me try iterating over the strings then. Okay, for given string, get the notes. Yeah, tuning's a fretboard tuning. I don't know why it's confused by that. I guess I'll take it out if it's not gonna work and I don't need it. Okay. All right, so I've run through, I've got the bass note. I mean, maybe for each one of these, let's get the var notes. Okay. And then now I've found a root. So I want to do notes.append. Root. I've somehow got to get the notes for the chord. We can do that. No, that's a chord. He doesn't do much. He holds chord notes, which has the interval as well as the chord. Okay. And then come back sorted by the interval, so at least we have that. So I guess so I want the next note, chord sub 1. I want to find fretboard. I really want the specific note. Do I have a way to do that? Fretboard dot something for all notes, position, frets. Yeah, I don't really have the right answer. All notes on the string. But I don't get the position out. Well, I guess I can find it, but it's going to go back. Okay, so, all right. So, chord 1, I guess we're going to look for fretboard dot all notes on string note. Yeah, this is too much. Let's see what we can do. What do we have in our test? We had a diminished one that was very small. 147 D F G. Well, he's got F. DFC is a minor 7th. Minor 7th chord. D, C, F. This is D, A, D. He's got D, F, G flat. Well, he has to have something on the other note, chord 2. A, C, E, B sharp equals E flat. Yeah, it's a set. I think I've just got the wrong thing going there. So the question is, can I get my chord here? Well, I get D, F. Yeah, I can get D, F, A. Or I can get DFC. Symmetric board. Okay. Now there are dulcimers that don't have the same thing on each string too, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, what my question is, I should say what my question is to this thing, because I really want to ask, I really want to say, do you have chord sub 1 on the second string? Where do you have chord sub 1 on the second string? I really want the fret. And maybe it's got to be a list of all the places that have it, because there could be, I mean, we talked about the other day, if a chord was just in the wrong position, it could be that the two ends would be equally close. Okay, we're out of time. We'll save this for another day. But I think we're gonna have to do some work on the fretboard to answer the question. Given this note, where do you have that? Where do you have it? And then I think this one's gonna have to answer the same question for the root, right? Because if the root's at 1, we don't want anything up by 9. Anything more than like 3 plus 3 is about as far as I can reach. 1, 2, 4 is a chord lots of people can't actually hit. They're the widest frets down there, but that's about the limit you can count on. There are, like I said, there are people with big hands that'll play bigger chords, but just sort of the basic ones. I think either one of your strings is open or they're in a range of x to x plus 3 or x to x minus 3. So yeah, we'll look for a smaller step on Monday. I'm off tomorrow, early Valentine's. But I feel like the information is all there. One way or the other, we can make it more accessible to us. I mean, if we get a note back, it does know its own fret name, I think. Not really, does it? No, that's got to be in conjunction with the fretboard. Okay, well, we'll make sure that happens. All right, well, thanks very much. I'm happy to get those shapes done and the tuning name on the outside, and we'll come back to these chords. They're the challenge of this. I know we have the pieces because we got a bunch of stuff in here for chord chart already, but we're there. All right, yep, thank you too. Good night. Have a good weekend.